when Krypton called back, the first time Superman met his own kind. In May 1950, Superman encountered a turning point not just in his own mythology, but in the entire Superman mythos. That month marked the first time he came face to face with other survivors of Krypton, a powerful moment that would shape the legacy of the Man of Steel forever. This story, published in Superman number 65, might seem modest by today's cosmic storytelling standards, but it opened the floodgates for the rich Kryptonian lore that followed. Before this, Superman had already begun to uncover the truth of his origins. A mysterious meteorite that weakened him led him on a time-traveling journey back to the moment his home planet exploded. That journey revealed the origin of kryptonite, the deadly substance formed not directly from Krypton itself, but from the transformation of its remains into a radioactive compound. This knowledge shifted Superman's self-perception and deepened the pathos of his story. He wasn't just a strange visitor from another planet. He was the last son of a doomed world. Or so he thought. In Superman number 65, written by Al Platino with possible input from William Woolfolk, readers were introduced to three long-lost Kryptonians, Mala, Kizo, and Uban. These weren't benevolent survivors or hidden family members. They were criminals sentenced by Superman's own father, Jor-El. Their punishment? Suspended animation and banishment into deep space. The concept was bold. Superman wasn't unique anymore. He now had to reckon with the idea that Kryptonians could be good or evil. This was a bold move by DC Comics, especially during an era when Superman stories were becoming more grounded to match the tone of the live-action adventures of Superman television show. That series, launching in 1952, led to a noticeable shift in comic book stories. Plotlines became more down-to-earth to sync with the limitations of the small screen. But in 1950, before that influence took hold, Superman's comic adventures could still reach for the stars, literally. The three Kryptonian criminals challenged Superman not just with their strength, which equaled his own, but with the moral weight of shared origin. For the first time, he was not just defending Earth from alien threats, he was confronting the darker legacy of his own world. In a clever twist, Superman pitted the trio against one another, exploiting their egos and mistrust. In the end, he returned them to suspended animation, sending them back into the void they came from. What's remarkable is how close the story came to never existing. Had it been published a few years later, during the height of the TV show's popularity, such an extravagant sci-fi tale would likely have been shelved in favor of something more grounded. Had it come earlier, before Superman's Kryptonian origins were firmly established, it wouldn't have made narrative sense. It was a story that fit into a narrow window, a small crack in the wall of pop culture history, through which an epic escaped. The story also shows how fluid the mythos was at the time. Kryptonite, for instance, hadn't even settled into its iconic green glow yet. Early depictions showed it in various hues, and only over time did it become the luminous green rock we know today. Looking back, this 1950 issue wasn't just a one-off sci-fi adventure, it was a foundational moment in Superman's evolution. It expanded his universe, deepened his personal struggles, and introduced moral complexity that continues to define the character to this day. As fans continue to revisit key moments in Superman's long history, the meeting with Mala, Kizo, and Uban stands as one of the earliest signs that Krypton's story wasn't over. It was just beginning.